Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Reese, and we have a slightly different format today because for once, I'm actually filming in the morning, and so there's this huge glare from the night sun, from the morning sun, the sun, oh my god. So welcome back to another Christmas special. We can tell it's a Christmas special because I have fancy sleeves today. So basically, the reason why I am making this video is because I just wanted an excuse to tell you guys about these really weird Christmas traditions that were in like South Korea while I was going to school there. And I just basically need to vent about it. And so when I'm done doing that, I'll give you guys like weird Christmas traditions like around the world and stuff. And it's just like a really fun way to like learn something new and also tell some stories. I'm Reese Gray and this is Reese Gray Analyzes. And I'm so glad that you guys decided to adventure with me today. On Reese Gray Analyzes, we dive into creations and experiences in art, media, music, and even video games to unravel why we think the way we think, question what we believe, and learn something new in today. So you heard of Elf on the Shelf, but have you heard of going to the club on Christmas? Okay, so in Korea, like it's not like a Christian nation, right? Instead of Christmas being more of like a family holiday, it's like more of a couple holiday where like couples hang out together and friends hang out together. And it's like a huge thing to go clubbing on Christmas, which is just wild to me. And nothing's like different about it, except like it's just a really crowded time to go because that's like when everyone's going. So that's a lot of fun. While I was over there too, like one time there was like a Beyonce concert happening on Christmas. Nell, one of my favorite like Korean performers, does a Christmas special every year too, which I've never been to, but I will one day. And in the city I was in Sinchon, because I went to Yonsei, and like every year there's like this sexy Santa fest, except all of the sexy Santas are like men. And I got like so shook when I saw this the first time. I was just like coming out of university. I was just walking home, and there's this sexy Santa fest. There's just like shirtless men with like Santa pants and just like walking around. Like they're not even like doing anything. Like everyone just wears the same outfit and like hangs out. MB's sexy Santa. And I just appreciate that. In the country you're in, do you think you can wrangle up a bunch of men to dress up as sexy Santas? Because I just feel like that's a cultural phenomenon that's just very special and just everywhere should do it. I really think we should do that here. So that's Korea, right? And that's like my experience as like, you know, growing up as like a young adult over there and stuff. And then we have Japan that has its own fun Christmas traditions there, right? So that again is more of like a family-esque type thing, except like there's this huge tradition of having like KFC for Christmas. Okay, stay with me. So you have KFC because in 1974, Takeshi Okawara, so he overheard like Americans say like, oh man, like it's so difficult like to get turkey here in Japan to like celebrate Thanksgiving or whatever. And so he was like, right? It's like, well, what could I do like for KFC? So after overhearing these foreigners like lamenting that their culture is dissipating in Japan, he sees this opportunity and basically made it so that chicken was the new thing. So that chicken was not only like a Thanksgiving thing, but it was like a thing that you do during Christmas, right? His campaign was really cute. So the slogan was Christmas ni wa Kentucky. So it's like a Kentucky Christmas, right? And then it was just wildly successful, this Kentucky Christmas. But actually, for this Kentucky Christmas, like people reserve tables like months out, you know? And then they have like these like family feasts basically with like the sides and some cake and some chicken and stuff. And you can get it delivered or have it at a Kentucky Fried Chicken. And what is like also really popular, so you know how in the States we have like those Yule logs, right? Those like roll cakes that are like rolled, they have like frosting in the middle and then frosting on the outside, and you cut it and it's like a swirl in the middle, right? What's really popular over there is like American flavor and style, like roll cakes, like strawberry shortcake, like roll cakes and stuff are like so popular. And at 7-Eleven, like there's like 20 pages of 7-Eleven menus where like for the holidays, like you can get stuff from like local bakeries and like 7-Eleven itself and stuff, and like home make your own little like feast at home, right? And that's just so fun. Like imagine if we can roll up into a gas station and they had a 20-page menu of stuff to get at like your local stores. Like that'd be crazy. Like I would probably use that too often, so I'm glad we don't have it. Like I didn't look too much into the menu, but I'm sure that they have some like upscale options, because just like as an everyday thing, like in Korean Taco Bell, like they had like lobster bisque that you could get like Taco Bell, which was shocking. I did get it. It was fine. But I don't know. It's just maybe you expect something else when you go to Taco Bell. But I mean, the lobster bisque was fine. It was like cheesy for some reason. I'm not sure if lobster bisque is usually cheesy. I don't think so. But but that sounds fancy. Like Taco Bell lobster bisque for Christmas. Why not? You can have it paired, maybe like get some like lobster bisque, and then from the 7-Eleven menu get some like sparkling wine. Right, it'd be really fancy. But like at Costco in Japan too, like they sell turkeys and stuff, but it's not like a Japanese tradition, but like Americans in Japan can like buy turkeys at like Costco, and most Americans who are in Japan too are probably like from like military families, and so you can like get turkey from like on base. Military kids, you know what I'm talking about. So, moving on, we're going to take a little trip far, far away from Asia now. The craziest, like, Christmas tradition that I was able to find is from Catalonia, Spain. Okay, so at my work, one of the doctors that I work with too, like, our chief of medicine is actually, like, from Spain, right? So this is backed up. This isn't just something crazy that I found on the internet, okay? In Catalan, Spain, all right, they got this log, okay, Christmas log, if you will, and his name is Tio de Nadal, and all the good little boys and girls will hit Tio de Nadal, the log, over and over again with a stick until one day presents fall out of the log. And originally I was like, oh, do they like hollow out the log and like there's like presents in it and then you like hit it like a piñata? But that's not what happens. Okay, so I guess what happens is that when kids hit this log, right, some families have this tradition where you have to go wet the sticks. And this is basically to get the kids out of the room so you can put presents under the log and like hide it under a blanket, right? But some families don't do that and they just send the kids out of the room. Then when the parents are done putting the presents under the log and putting it under the blanket, they'll yell out, "Oh my God, it stinks in here," to like say that something fell out of the log, like the log pooped presents. And then all the kids come running back and they're like, yay! And then they acquire said poop presents, which are just regular presents. I just think that's so great because like you just beat up this log, right? And then like Tio de Nadal needs some privacy, so like you gotta go and until the log is able to poo some presents. And so apparently like kagatio literally means like shit log. And like this joke like goes so far that they have nativity scenes basically with like little figurines of like modern day like politicians or celebrities that you can put in your nativity scene, but like they're also pooping. If that's not Christmas spirit, like I don't know what is. So it's just an amazing tradition. So like the doctor at my office, like he didn't actually know why this was a tradition, so I had to look at the internet, and actually this tradition is like a pre-Christian tradition. Like it is the oldest tradition ever, and it's basically like, I guess it started out as a way to like take care of and nurture the log until it brought upon like abundance and stuff. So to teach kids like how to take care of something so you can like reap the fruits of your labor. But when I read that, I was like, but they're hitting the log with sticks according to like what I've heard. So I'm not sure how much backing that has, but really, does there need to be a reason when a tradition's so awesome? So either way, it's fine. So apparently there is a song that goes along with like beating up this log. It is Cagatio, Cagaturones, Avellanes y Mato. Okay, this means poop log, poop nougats, hazelnuts, and cheese, which is beautiful. And so we feel good. Like, we can go clubbing on Christmas. We can eat some KFC, order sparkling wine from a 7-Eleven, you know, hit a log until it poops us presents. And there are some countries where they take Christmas and, you know, there's the naughty kids and the nice kids. And what happens to the naughty kids? Terrible, terrible, terrible things. And so we're moving on to countries such as Austria, Slovenia, the Czech Republic, and Poland, and they have what is called Krampus. Okay, so I've seen like Krampus movies. That's like, you know, the opposite of Santa. He's the grouchy Santa, right? So he's there to like give coal or whatever to like the naughty kids or something. But I didn't really know much about Krampus, thankfully, because he sounds terrifying. So this is what happens. Krampus is another dude who like predates Christianity, right? I guess it comes from this German word, Krampen, which means claw, actually. So in each country, Krampus works a little bit differently, but they're all kind of equally terrifying because basically Krampus is the person who punishes the kids for bad behavior, right? And you think, oh, that's kind of cute, that's kind of funny. But there are some stories that I found, like of someone from Slovenia who remembers that like in his neighborhood specifically, so for everyone it's going to be a little bit different, but the kids in his town would like antagonize people on like the Krampus holiday, right? And so like during this holiday, these kids would like bother adults and stuff like around bars, and then these adults would like chase after them or whatever and like beat them up. And I'm just like, what? And then I guess in the Czech Republic, like they have masks, like scary like Krampus masks that they wear too. And apparently these like traditional clothes and masks and stuff are mostly around like small rural towns and stuff. In the Czech Republic, like it stems from ancient fortune-telling customs, and I guess they do this during the winter solstice, where they throw objects for divination, which is common in like Slavic folklore, which is really interesting. And I also found another cute ritual that they do in the Czech Republic too, where single women will place themselves like in front of the doorway, like facing the doorway, right? And then toss their shoe backwards. And if the toe of the shoe points to the door, it predicts like marriage, like within like that year, like the next 12 months, which is a really cute tradition. I love that, which is really fun. It's like throwing a bouquet. I'm such a sucker for like little traditions like that. Like, it's so excited. I'm like, yeah, catch it, girl. I'm so excited. But I guess their like scary images and stuff were supposed to like scare away the winter, right? Like the reasoning behind it was not to like terrify children, but to scare away the winter in general. And then of course, I guess there are like a lot of regional differences. And then even every family like celebrates Christmas differently. So let me know how your family celebrates Christmas in the comments. Like, that's so much fun. Another cute tradition that I literally for the life of me could not figure out why, but I guess in Venezuela, they roller skate to church. And when I was trying to figure out why, I guess there are like traditional songs that like when I put them in Google Translate, like they like definitely talk about roller skating to church, but I don't know why. So if someone's from Venezuela, like, let me know. And I also found articles that were like, don't roller skate to church, like you'll get robbed. And so like less people roller skate to church nowadays. But I love that. That's like so fun, but super random. And I couldn't figure out why. And then we get to the Philippines, besties. So my dad told me some crazy Filipino Christmas stories. And while laughing, he was just telling me like, oh, it starts in September. And like some like Catholic people, because they lived in like a little village, right? And he's like, some people will like walk down the street and it's like self-flagellation. Well, they'll like whip themselves in the back as they walk down the street. And I'm like, Dad, what? Like, he like tells me some bizarre things about the Philippines. But a happier thing is that they have these huge, gigantic, like lantern things. You know, the Japanese paper, like it's basically that over like some lights and stuff. And usually they play music. And every time I go to Seafood City, like it sounds it sounds terrifying in there because they're like all on. And so there's a bunch of different music playing at the same time. And then it's just like, wow, it's like an assault on the senses with all these LEDs pointing towards you and like 20 different songs playing at the same time. But then the store's also playing music. And then like the restaurant next to it is playing its own music. So it's just like 20 different like music box sounds and like, you know, like baby toy sounds, like the electronic baby toy jingles. That's kind of what it sounds like with like Taylor Swift going on and then some random like Tagalog ballad like in the other restaurant. It's like, yeah, like just Filipino things in general. It's just like to the maximum sound of like loud, like everything is just loud and it's beautiful because I never get overstimulated anywhere because I'm like, nowhere can be as bad as Seafood City or my house. Like, it's just that's probably why I like EDM and raves. I just feel at home. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to yap around about like the weird stuff that I grew up with in childhood, adulthood, and the cool things I found on the internet. And I hope this was a lot of fun for you guys to like learn something new and just like be entertained by the different ways that people celebrate holidays. So this was a lot of fun for me, at least, except for Krampus, to research. So yeah, let me know your traditions in the comments. And as always, with a mano po, I kissed my own hand. That was wrong. I love you guys. Bye.